Yo. Yo, 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 yo. What is up? What is up? Let's get into this deal right now. All right. Welcome to Last Call. This is Last Call Reacts. As you know, I put out a video for current events, whatever's bubbling in the YouTube streets as it is, and I tried, but I can't quite ignore this new development here happening with that dude Umar. I don't call him Dr. Umar because he's not a doctor. He's not a stand-up individual. So what I do here real quick, welcome back. First of all, do me a favor if you're just stepping in, if you are returning, whatever the situation, as we start here and throughout, please like, share, and especially subscribe. Help me grow my little channel as I try to put some integrity. There's good stuff, sometimes it's serious, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's silly, sometimes we get in good conversations and whatnot. So I don't want you to miss all that, man. Get involved, get into it. And I do appreciate that as well. But what we're here to do today is get into this fool by the name of Umar Johnson. And right away, I'll tell you I'm using brother by the name of Lennon Honors channel. Don't strike me, bro. I am a frequent chatter in that platform and on that channel. You can find me there making my little comments and chatting with the other people in the CCC. But I'm not here. There's no way I could possibly do such an in-depth coverage and all the correspondence like a Lennon does, or like a Information Man does, or like a KKC does, or even a Nappy Yankee who gave his 2 cents in the other night. I'm watching it. I'm in the chat of all of those, man. So if you're looking for real in-depth stuff of that particular sort of format where they really do go through with receipts, they have the footage, they have the talking points in chronological order, who says what, the latest, responses and all that stuff. Go to those guys, especially to get some real insight and the fleshed out details of what's happening right now. All I wanted to do, and as you could see what the title is, I just wanted to give a little 2 cents into what zero accountability is. Because a lot of these guys, however you want to classify yourself, if you're a red pillar or if you think you're a man's man, this, that, the other, and you don't put any accountability or you don't shine any light into your faults and whatnot, like this guy or not, talking about Umar, like this guy or not, what he's showing you is he's giving you a lesson. All right. He may not even, it's not even his intention to give you a lesson right now, but he's showing you what not to do by doing what he's doing or not doing right now. All right. In everything that I heard going back and forth with this guy, and I might give a little rundown on the latest of this, although it's there's a lot of detail out there right now. So let me rewind for you. And what I have there in the back is one of Lennon's recent shows, and it actually has, I believe her name is Nisa, responding to or saying some stuff about her father Umar in some of their correspondence lately. And Lennon's doing the gentlemanly thing of blurring her out, even though she's all over the net now. I was doing a little search to see whatever my thumbnail was going to be. I used this for my thumbnail over there, all of that. Goddamn. I don't know if you could put the pictures together and be like, see, well, they do look alike and whatever, what I can do. She got some crazy eyes, man. In no way I'm on Umar's side for any of this, but, just an observation of some of the things that I've seen. She definitely seems like she has the energy and all the time for, whatever this is going to bring. I don't know. Do 22-year-olds talk like she talks now? And no put down or anything, but it's this comfortable I guess in 22 still young, but she's definitely getting her message and her point across of how she feels and what her purpose is of contacting this fool. She just found out she had other siblings and she wants to know what the hell is up. You know, she thinks she has one, she might have two or three other siblings around the way. You know, if this whole thing opens up more of Umar's life, you know, and nothing's wrong with this. I mean, this is all close to all of everybody you know, right? People you know, their relationships with their parents, their fathers, and whatnot got sort of a mixed up life. I definitely have that in my family too. So I could understand this young lady wanting to fill that void of, all right, getting those branches to the family tree and being like, who's this? Reaching out. And of course, a young lady coming up in this world, you find out you have sisters. And she said something so profound when she was like, well, then let me be, the connection or the leader in the family that you won't be. Said that to Umar, via message, however they're messaging. So let me back up for a couple things over here as well. So yes, that is what happened. She came out, but more importantly, what you're watching, he's not my leader. He's some of y'all's leader, y'all's principal, as we joke about in the chat room and stuff like that too, is what you do in times like this, right? Now, we've seen Umar before in situations when he's either confronted, when things don't go his way as planned, when he's kind of startled in certain situations. And we see that he gets aggressive. That's his most standpoint. He uses his, because he's like 6'3" or maybe even 6'5" or something like that. Big, big dude, not muscular or anything, but just big, an imposing figure. He knows how to get over somebody to be that imposing individual. If you look like in his SETI rants and all that, you would think he's a tough guy, but he's soft as baby shit. Like really, he's soft as baby shit. I'm not a tall guy like that, but I would have no problem. And I don't even take pride in physical stuff like that too. But he's a dude I would take pride in smacking up, because he needs that. He's gotten away with nobody really checking him because I don't think anybody takes him seriously like that. He's definitely no kind of threat. And when he senses that you sense that he's not a threat like that, or he's not the leader, he has delusions of grandeur. He's the star in his own show, and he's the main character, and we're just, what do these kids say? NPCs. We're just filler in his life, and when things don't go his way, that's when you tell who real leaders are and stuff. So back to this, where you have his daughter who gets in touch with him, and he goes in panic mode. And I'm saying this is what zero accountability looks like. He doesn't sit back logically and say, I brought this individual into the world. Let me be human about it and hear what she has to say and show compassion, whatever the hell she wants. He doesn't handle it behind the scenes. He wants a show. He's in for the whole damn show, right? And he wants to try to put her on blast. In one of the videos, he has the nerve to say, all I request is 1 day a week. What kind of parent? Getting along or not getting along? If this is your proof that you wanted to be involved in your daughter's life and you say, I just want 1 day a week, what a punk. He has all the makings of just a punk dude. He's doing all his corresponding and responses via social media so everybody could see. He's the type of person, he thinks whatever he's doing, he's covering up. The audience, us, we're so stupid. We're going along with this narrative that he's trying to make and build. And yeah, follow me over here. But he's so involved in his own bullshit, he doesn't realize how stupid he's looking. He's looking like a little high school girl going back and forth on social media. So I want to just play a couple things. Again, shout out Lennon Honor. I just figured I'll go here because I've been checking out everything he's been doing in the last while. And of course, totally agree. And even before this, you could catch me in chat saying, I would love to see, I even hate saying baby mama. I'd love to see one of the mothers or daughters, now that they're old enough, to come up, because people like Lennon, Information Man, KKC, they would treat any of the women right that were in Umar's life, unless they're coming up to boldly defend him. But they would treat them right. Look, Lennon's the only one who's blurring out her face and all of that too. So he's probably the go-to guy, even though she went to Uncle Tom Sotomayor's page for some reason and did an interview there where he's not even the guy that you should be going in. But I just want to go to a couple parts here so you hear her speak. I know you have already, but just a couple of the points.
You not even on my birth certificate. So I found my sister that's on my dad's side. I tried reaching out to Dr. Umar. He ignored me. Once he seen that I outed him, he sent me a message saying, "Oh, I want to take you."
So she was just basically saying like how absent he's been in her life up to this point. And he has been, she's not telling no lies there. Umar is the one telling the lies, and he's telling on himself because there's one of his videos where he tries to explain or change the narrative of why he didn't visit one of his kids. And that was because he had supervised visitation. Now, you really have to come up to the conclusion why a father needs supervised visitations. Normally, it's because, some sort of violence in the disagreement and it didn't go his way. Basically, what it comes down to is he couldn't humble himself to sit there while at least the grandmother was somewhere near the room in this supervised visitation, that his ego was so bruised he couldn't humble himself to, again, zero accountability to address his mistakes that got him there in the first place. So as a man, he figured the best thing would be is not to visit for 22 years. He's a punk. If you follow this guy, you're a punk. If you follow him after this, he's a punk. He's done more to expose himself as just a natural born loser for people to keep backing up this. And you know what the sad thing is? I don't feel like this is the thing that's going to break him right now. I think more things are to come. I think more eyeballs are going to be on him. But I don't even think this is going to break him like that. All right. So she reached out. She was denied from Umar. I'm surprised that she calls him Dr. Umar. I don't think she knows any better in that front. Got in touch with the sister, and she has some more things to say.
When your mom out to dinner, he was domestic with my mom. So I really don't want to involve my mom in that. But my thing is, why do you want to try to talk to me now? It's because I outed you. You should have been tried to reach out to me. And I ignored.
But is that what you wanted for him to?
So she's already making good points here. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. She's absolutely right. He has the nerve to call his daughter a struggle streamer clout chaser when, all right, if that's it, take her off social media, talk to her behind the scenes. But he's more than living this thing up for for views and in my opinion, attention. You see, with some people, they say any publicity or any attention is good attention. And that's exactly the type of fool Umar is. This idiot can't fathom the fact that life goes on without him and people's lives continue. He has the nerve, after all this, all the information he's got, one of the conclusions that he comes up with is that they're doing all this and getting the daughter involved and causing all this because secretly they want Umar back in their lives. This is all a big ploy to get this deadbeat, loser, abusive individual back in that have married men that were active in his child's life when he failed to do that. This is a big ploy to get this jackass back. The fucking nerve, if I could say that. So back to let me just play a little bit of a couple parts of this here.
To talk to you though,
At
like
least
you said you wanted to have.
at least a conversation, Rocky. The man ignored me.
So why did you decline the dinner? You're not ready to.
I ain't declining. It's pending.
Do he have like parents that you speak to, or like a mom that you know, or anybody from his side of the family that you could talk to that could try to bridge the gap for the both of
So
you?
unfortunately,
That lady asking the questions is doing a hell of a good job.
I just found out that his mom is deceased. I did meet.
Yeah, let me just clear this up. Umar's biological mother is alive. Okay. She stays in Philadelphia. She's in Section 8 housing. And
All right, so we're just going to move up to a couple things here. Of course. No. Every time I do this, I got to say, no, I don't have premium, goddammit. All right, here we go.
So then my mom got full custody, and he only got, I guess, visitation rights.
So a little bit what I was talking about.
You just blamed it on the mama.
Called him. Just kind of.
And in all this, I'm not even sure if I said it already, but I definitely wanted to make sure I said it for this video. In all this, any of the times this idiot, Umar, and when I say he's not a man, I mean on many levels, this is not dude shit. This is not man shit. I don't even want to, at times like this, I don't even want to play around with, dude sexuality and stuff, because they say, that is kind of the lowest form of when you're talking shit about someone, you deflect and take that stuff off the plate. But with Umar, I think there's so much going on. He doesn't live up to a man. And I think that's maybe in part of his father, how his father sort of treated him. He never lived up to what his father would consider a man. He's not a tough guy. He's not good with his hands in you could say stereotypical ways or just gender roles, kind of stuff like that. He's soft. He's like pudding soft. He's a softie. Even when you hear him talk, this is not a man talking. I made the joke. It's almost like a high school girl trying to bust snaps going back and forth, because a man wouldn't go back and forth with your daughter this way. This is showing so much about you. You're sassy. You're going on like somebody's auntie. Auntie Umar is the joke what I made up, and we call God's little princess, all of them. And some of it's a joke just to give him that label, but a lot of it isn't a joke. He really acts like an auntie. I find him way more effeminate than a masculine individual, even though he tries. He tries to project his voice because he's an orator, he could do that sort of thing. But behind all that, when it's just him and he forgets that he's putting on that front, he's a very effeminate, sassy, very hurt, vindictive, I almost said woman, individual. He's like a woman scorned, but it's his own doing. And that's the way he acts with stuff too. He's pathetic. And I thought that before his daughter coming out and stuff. I just didn't have regard for him. I think the first time I saw him was way back, maybe on the Breakfast Club or maybe DJ Vlad and stuff like that. And I started doing my little research of him beyond the pro-black militant, blah, 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 blah. He didn't have good arguments for a lot of the things that he professed. And that made me kind of look at him sideways. All right, you're not into interracial, this, that, the other, but you can't answer the questions. Well, what if this, that? What if this student, where does it stop? He didn't think of anything beyond that. So it's really just surface outrage that he has, which then makes me think of all the people I had debated back and forth about anything, not just that. When you start digging for answers, well, what kind of answers? What kind of logic are you building on this outrage of this one thing that you believe? Right? Here we go. Because I don't want to be here too long. I don't want to.
Why he's saying extra mom? Did your mom ever tell you anything, or did she say she don't know at all?
So my mom did tell me he was domestic, and that
she's saying domestic. He was a domestic abuser.
He paid child support, and he was supposed to come pick me up one day, because it was co-parenting, and he never did. So then my mom got full custody, and he only got, I guess, visitation rights.
And
and it was supervised visitation,
which he never did.
based upon what Umar said.
He didn't want his visitation.
So here's a little bit more of the fool.
What made her pregnant ass go to Tasha K
this is more sassy.
and try to slam.
When I tell you the boy is sassy, this is sassy. Somebody went on Tasha K, talked a little bit about him. He probably made a move on her, and instead of being proactive, he is reactive, and he's very bad at it because when he's in panic mode, he doesn't make sense. His stories don't line up. He just knows how to get on here, and what the kids would say, he knows how to get on there and emote. he never got man lessons. So I'll just play a little bit of this before we get out of here.
Under my name because I didn't let her play wifey in the fashion show of the FDMG festival. I didn't let her play wifey in the fashion show of the FDMG festival. I didn't let her play wifey in the fashion show of the FDMG festival. So she got mad and she ran to Tasha K and did a whole interview full of lies. Well, guess what? I got the truth. And I'm going to bury your ass, and you know who I'm talking to, woman. The last thing.
This is a man speaking like this. This is a principal. This is a person who fashions himself as the savior of the black race, of the most requested speaker, militant man speaking like this.
Thing you should have did was ran your ass to Tasha K.
He's abusive. Look at how he's talking.
And again, I will recommend that you go right to Lennon's channel, Information Man, any of these individuals that really, really cover this. I'm not what these guys do. All right. So what Lennon's doing right here.
I switched from due dates to due dates, and it made me go from weeks.
All right. Maybe I'll get premium. Shout out. What he's showing here is Umar doesn't give you an update for the school. He gives you no transparency on anything that's going on. But here he's got a response to trying to curb the opinions of what's going on and why he's taking the stance that he's taking. And I'm not even going to go through the whole thing. Again, go through Lennon's channel because he breaks this down. But this is stupid. First of all, this calling the mama Smurf and the papa Smurf and the baby Smurf and all this stuff. Like, this guy's 50. Speaking like this and comes up with this whole stupid story. People are laughing like it's a Chat GPT or AI created story because it's just so stupid and aloof. But what he's trying to do is make distance between himself and his violent act, his violent nature, and creating these stories about him. Maybe the police suggesting that, or he suggested to the police that he should get a firearm. Now he's talking about the white man's paperwork. Now you need to ask the white man to exercise your constitutional right, you idiot. This guy's just an idiot. All right. I will tell you, go and check all this stuff out. My problem is this. From everything that I've seen with this idiot, what I see is zero accountability. This is what zero accountability looks like. And I really, because life is so messed up these days, I can't make any judgment on anybody, but for their situation. Where I can make a judgment is where you put yourself in the public eye and how you handle these things when you try to act or present yourself like you're above it. You're not above it. You're acting like a fool. This is my partial opinion. I might address a little bit on my live that I do once a week. This is the video that I do once a week. I'm glad that you're checking this out. I hope that you do continue to check this out. Do me a favor, though, while you're here and before you leave, like, share, subscribe, and especially subscribe. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm not the dude that covers Umar on a daily like that. I just don't. I don't collect the videos, and I hear from much better people that do it anyway. So, I might talk about it in the live. We had a good one with Information Man. The beautiful Bernice stepped up, and a brother of a certain age was on there as well. And we also had Stephanie Collins, who I also seen in the chat a couple times with this dude, I think AT2, but he's a little bit of a novice of the things that he's discussing and stuff. But at least he shows the videos, and he has some background enough to form a decent opinion on stuff. And this is what this is. Mostly opinions. Don't get lost with this idiot, man. This is not good leadership at all. And if you're in the sector, or you're now finding about this guy, there's just so many flaws. We all have flaws, but this guy specifically has every flaw that chips away at him being a good, honest leader, or at least a good individual. This is a bad, I hate to say worthless, just a scammer. He has no backbone. He has no integrity. Do not follow this individual, man. If you are after this, like I said, I don't really think this is going to be the thing to bring him down, but his empire is definitely crumbling and has been for a while. But he's such a snake; he's able to slither through a lot of the rubble. Like, share, subscribe. Check out some of my catalog as I'm slowly building. Tap in on a live when I have one, man. And hopefully I'll see you there. Definitely appreciate you checking me out. Peace.
Mm-hmm.